Does anybody watching this video know of anybody they know in their lives that doesn't love candy? No. And if you know somebody that doesn't love candy, they're probably a psychopath. So anyway, today for you guys, I wanted to put together a tier list of my favorite candies. Now, for me, I'm kind of starting to try to cut out sugar from my diet. I've been eating too much of it as of late. And so doing a tier list on candy seems like a great idea right now, doesn't it? But we're going to do it anyway. But before we get into that tier list, I want to ask you guys, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for me. You get notifications for when I post new videos. Like the videos, comment your thoughts on them, especially this one. I want to know what you guys think of my list of candies when we're all said and done with it. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into my candy tier list. All right. So I just picked the basic candies. They have them in order down here, as you can see. And we're just going to pick through them, rank them S through D, and then never had for some of them, but don't think that's going to be a problem. So let's start right here at the top, 100 Grand Bar. Now, the 100 Grand Bar has never really been my thing. It's never really like popped out. Like when I see them, it's like, nah, I always go for something else. So we're going to, and don't even know if I've actually, no, I have had them before. So anyway, we're just going to go ahead and plop them right here at the C tier. I think that's a fair spot for them. They're not bad, but they could be better. So, all right, moving on. Three Musketeers. Now, this is a good one. I love me some Three Musketeers, but Three Musketeers remind me a lot of Milky Way, and Milky Way is definitely going to be above the Three Musketeers bar. So I'm going to toss Three Musketeers in a B tier. Love it. Love the caramel on the inside. It's very good, but it's not as good as Milky Way, which I'm sure we'll get to later. All right, Airheads. Airheads, see, I've never been a huge fan of them. I don't know why. I don't know if it's like the texture of them. Like them and Laffy Taffy to me are somewhat similar, but Laffy Taffy's much better. Like the shape, like the chewiness of them. But I don't know. Airheads have never really been my thing. I always pass on them, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna toss them in D tier. Unpopular, I know. Some people love their Airheads, but it'd be what it'd be. Extreme Sour Ropes. Now, my friend Matt loves sour candy. I mean, I definitely like sour candy, but if I'm at the store, these aren't one of my first ones. So they're not quite D. They're not quite where I feel like Airheads are, but they're C tier candy. So we'll toss them right there. Almond Joy, D. Hate almond. You know what? I'll keep Z on there for never had them. Let's see. Is there anything on this list I've never had before? No, I think I've had them all. You know what? We're going to go ahead and make just this like an F tier. So, sorry, Almond Joy. I know that might be unpopular as well, but not a huge fan of almonds. Altoids Mints, don't really consider them a candy. They're good every now and then. We'll toss them in the D tier. I think that's fair. Andes Mints. Now, Andes Mints are pretty good. Again, I'm not a huge mint candy fan, so, but they're not bad. Like if they're around, I'll eat them, especially like if they're at a restaurant for after you're done eating, just to settle the stomach and clear up your breath. So we'll toss them in a C. I think a C is a very fair spot for Andes Mints. Bottle Pop. Ooh, Bottle Pop. As a kid, those were cool. Nowadays, not so much, but bringing back some nostalgia with those. So we'll go ahead and put those in the B tier. It's between a B or a C on Bottle Pop. I just don't. We'll go B tier. I bring back good memories of my childhood. Baby Ruth. Baby Ruths are okay. They're not my favorite candy in the world, I guess. I'd probably put them up there like what I feel about Three Musketeers. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna toss those at a B tier. Red Vine looks like they're going just strictly black licorice on this one. Black licorice goes into the F tier. I would take it out of the list completely if it was possible, but we'll keep it in there we'll keep it at F. So Blow Pops. Now, Suckers, phenomenal. Bubblegum, good. The combination, a little weird. When you get to the bubblegum, it doesn't really taste like anything. But since it's a sucker, I'll go ahead and I'm going to put it at a D tier. I'm sorry. I got to do it. I just not a huge fan. Boston Baked Peanuts, F. Whoever likes them, you're crazy. Bottle Caps. Bottle Caps are like Tums without the effect of clearing up your heartburn, in my opinion. But I'll toss them in C. I used to eat them as a kid. They're always pretty good, but nowadays I would avoid them. Butterfinger. Butterfinger's an A tier candy for me. I love me some Butterfinger, the crispity, crunchy Butterfinger as they call it. Very, very good, very good. So we'll toss Butterfinger up here at the A tier. It's probably like my second-ish favorite peanut butter candy, which I'm sure we'll get to that other one later. Candy corn. Now, if we're talking like strictly candy corn itself, it's an F. If we're putting candy corn with some peanuts in a dish, it's a D. So I'm gonna put it at a D just to give it a little bit of respect. Halloween candy, I get it, it's traditional, but nobody really likes it. But it is what it is. But yeah, with some peanuts in there, which we'll say it has for sure. Obvious, it goes up a little bit. Charleston Chews are an A tier. I love Charleston Chews. Yeah, there's not much more I can say about that. Charleston Chews are delicious. They will go up there in the A tier. Chocolate chip cookie dough bites. I think that's B tier. I like me some cookie dough. Cookie dough ice cream, delicious. Those in bite form, pretty good. So we'll keep that at a B tier there. I'm also going to put the Crunch Bar up at a D tier or B tier as well. I like Crunch Bars, a little thin, but the taste, like the crunch obviously with the crunch pieces in there, it's good. The clusters, those are to die for. But I think B tier is a good spot for the Crunch Bar. Dots, S tier candy. They stick to your teeth, yes, but man, I love Dots so much. If I'm gonna get some fruity candy, those are near the top of the list for me. So, Dots S tier all the way. Dum Dums C tier. I like them. They're suckers. I remember getting them at the bank as a kid when they saw you in the car and they put some in the return thing for your parents. But yeah, C tier for sure. Just too small for me. Need something bigger. All right, Ferrero Rocher. I've only had these a few times, but remember they're very, very good. So we'll toss them in the A tier. Kind of the gourmet candy. You're gonna be spending a little bit if you get those. Atomic Fireballs. Loved them as a kid. Nowadays they're probably a C tier for me. The hot candies I'm not really big on anymore. But when I was a kid though, I loved them. I ate them all the time. So I think that's a good C tier. Fun Dip. Cool when you're a kid, but nowadays you realize it's just sugar with a sugar stick to dip it in. So we're gonna go F tier on those. Not a fan. I'll pass those up every time. Ghirardelli chocolate squares, milk chocolate caramel. That's an A tier for me. Ghirardelli chocolate, amazing. Caramel inside, also amazing. Yeah, not much more I need to say. That's an A tier candy right there. Gobstoppers. Ooh. Now Gobstoppers are an interesting one. I like them. They're better than Atomic Fireballs because they're fruity. But they're not like, when I think about like, if they're there, I'll eat them, but I don't really buy them anymore. But when I was a kid, I did a lot. So we'll go ahead and toss that in the B tier. I like that. Goobers. That's an F for me. A few times I've had them, I avoid them. Good and Plenty, same thing. Black licorice, basically I put them right there with black licorice. F tier, not very good. Now these next two, gummy bears, easy A tier. There's a theme when it comes to my S tier candies. Sorry, S tier. There's a theme when it comes to my S tier candies. A lot of gummies because I enjoy gummies a lot. Gummy worms, Black Forest. Bears are better than worms, so I'm going to put the worms in the A tier. Black Forest makes some pretty good stuff though, so check them out if you haven't. Heath. Toffee, yeah. I mean, they're not bad. I think Heath is a D tier candy for me. Hershey's milk chocolate. Yeah, just eating them plain, good. Eating them on a s'more, good. S tier candy for Hershey's milk chocolate. I like that. Hi-Chew. I'm gonna put those at C. They're okay, but they're not my favorite gummy candy. Yeah, I think C tier is a good spot for those. Hot Tamales, kind of in the same thing as Atomic Fireball, but a little bit lower for me. I'm gonna put Hot Tamales in the D tier. I avoid them most of the time. Jelly Belly. I mean, are we talking just like gummy or like are we talking just like jelly beans in general? It looks like it. Yeah, okay. Jelly beans in general. It depends what we're talking about. All the time, no. Holidays like Easter for sure. But when they're in the bowl, you kind of can't pass them up. So I'm gonna go B tier on those. I think a B tier is a good spot. My A tier is kind of reserved for stuff that I will seek out. And when it comes to Jelly Bellies, if they're around, sure. If it's a holiday, sure. But otherwise, not so much. Jolly Rancher hard candy, that's an A tier. I love me some Jolly Ranchers. They last forever. The only thing that sucks is when they get to like the very bottom when they're super small. It's hard to chew them, I guess. So you just kind of gotta, yeah. So the Jolly Ranchers, they still taste delicious during that time. So we will put Jolly Ranchers at an A tier. Juicy Drop Pop. Now I remember these. I was big on them when I was a kid. The sourness, you put it on you take the little dropper and you drop the sour stuff on the sucker and you do that with it. But they were good, but C tier, I would think. Yeah, they were good. Kind of the same thing as Bottle Pops, but Bottle Pops were a little bit better in my mind. Junior Mints. D. Again, kind of goes along with my mint candy type deal, which I don't eat a lot of mint candy, but Junior Mints are, when you eat them, they're actually pretty good. Kinder Joy eggs. Now, Kinder makes some good candy. I don't eat a lot of them though. When they're available, I still don't get them, but they're still good when you have them. So Kinder is going to be a C tier for me. Toss them right there. Hershey's Kisses. Hershey's Kisses are good. Again, it's not something I seek out, but oh, God, when they're available, you eat them. So that's going to be an A tier for me. Not quite S, not quite S. They're not quite up there at the bar, but they're still good. Kit Kat, easy. You know, I'm putting that near the front. Kit Kat, tied with another candy we'll get to later, are two of my favorite candies out there. If I want to eat them in like bar form, oh my God. For a while when I got really big working at the grocery store, my morning breakfast was an energy drink and a Kit Kat bar. So yeah, it'd be what it'd be there. Krabby Patty sliders. Those are a C tier for me. They'd normally be a D tier because the gumminess is pretty subpar. They're really chewy. It's kind of like rubber, but it's SpongeBob and Krabby Patties. So like, come on, C tier. Very fair there. Crackle's a B. Kind of compare it to the Crunch Bar almost. So, I mean, they basically kind of are the same thing, aren't they? Yeah, they are. So, I think that's a good spot then if they're both that. Laffy Taffy. Laffy Taffy is an A tier candy for me. Love Laffy Taffy. Like I said, they're like Airheads, but much, much better. So, Laffy Taffy deserves an A spot. The flavors are good. It doesn't have like that weird texture that Airheads have. And yeah, Laffy Taffy. I love me some Laffy Taffies. Lemon Heads. Now, Lemon Heads are good, right? But they're definitely Lemon Heads are definitely a C tier candy for me. Like I said, the sour candy thing, I'm kind of past that point. So yeah, C tier there. Lifesaver, the hard Lifesavers are an A tier for me. Yeah, I like them. They're good. The flavors are good. I remember when I was a kid, I'd take 2 off at a time and eat 2 different flavors, and it was fun. But I see the Lifesaver gummies around here. Lifesaver gummies, easy S tier. When I go to the store, they're one of the ones that I actually really seek out. They're one of the things that are on my mind as soon as I get in there. The smells are delicious. There's a hand soap, Berry Merlot, that I got from my mom. Smells just like a bag of Lifesavers. If you're ever tempted, it tempts me to eat Lifesavers all the time. Try it out. You'll crave Lifesavers every day of your life when you wash your hands. It's great. Lindor Truffles, that is another S tier candy for me. I remember I went to Mall of America one time and I spent $70 and I got a bag about like this big, probably like a 5-pound bag of them. It was amazing. Yeah, Lindor Truffles to die for. Mamba. Now, Mamba and I think Good and Plenty's or Now and Later's around here too. They both kind of feel the same to me. Mamba's, I put Mamba down here at a C. Good, but not my favorite. Mike and Ike's are an A tier candy for me. Yeah, like those are the ones that you just dump out of the box and eat a handful. You don't care what the flavors are. So yeah, A tier. I don't like buy them a ton. I don't buy them as much as my S tier candies, but definitely A. Milk Duds. Now Milk Duds, I want to put an S so bad. I love them so much. So I'm going to put them in S tier. I mean, another candy is you get stuck to your teeth, but when you get like the Halloween bags and they give you those little small boxes, yeah, delicious. So Milk Duds, easy S for me. Milky Way, I kind of said, I think it's a better Three Musketeers bar. Milky Way is going to be an A tier for me. I love Milky Way, but again, it's not like up here. Not one that I buy all the time. So I think A tier is very fair for a Milky Way. M&M's, peanut and regular. Those are both, I mean, come on. It's M&M's. M&M's are easy S tier candies. Everybody knows it. I don't think I've met people that don't like M&M's. So M&M's are an easy S tier for me, for sure. Both kinds, even peanut butter. They have a bag actually where they mix peanut, regular, and peanut butter because those are always the 3 I'm trying to decide between. Oh, so good. And they got the caramel ones, they got the crispy ones, pretzel ones, which are good. So, I love M&M's. Mr. Good bar, I'm going to toss that in the B tier with all the other bars kind of like it, like the Crunch and the Crackle. I know this one's more peanut related, so it's probably, more of a mix of a Crunch bar and Snickers, but it's a good spot. This one, I don't really know what it is, to be honest with you. So it's going to be an F tier for me. Sorry if you guys like it. I'm going to probably hear about it in the comments, but it is what it is. Nerds are good. Nerds are a B tier candy for me. Same thing with Nerd Rope. They're both kind of the same. When I was a kid, I liked them. Nowadays, they're not great, but they bring back good memories. So, again, another one, you dump the whole box in your mouth and call it a day. Now and Laters, I'm going to put those at a B. Like I said, I like them better than Mambas. They kind of remind me of the same thing, but I think B is a good spot. Orange Slices. Orange Slices are a C tier for me. Not something I really seek out often. So this one, and let's see if it's on this list. No, they don't have. Okay, so this I group with, what are they called? Salted nut rolls, because kind of what they are. Not a huge fan, to be 100% honest with you. So I'm gonna toss them in the F tier. I don't normally buy them. Peeps, F tier candy. Come on now, they're not even really candy. Let's be honest here. Pez plus dispenser. Pez dispensers bring back some good memories. I'd say a C tier for Pez dispensers. Pixie sticks, F. Just sticks of sugar, nothing great. Pop Rocks, another F, not a huge fan. Push Pop, that's an A tier candy for me. I liked it when they finally decided to like have it like auto push up, because the most annoying thing is, don't laugh at this when I say it, having to stick your finger in and keep like pushing it up to get it to come out more. Got your finger all sticky, not fun. So we'll pass on that. Raisinets, hate raisins, not a huge fan. Raisinets go in the F tier. Red Vine. So is there? Okay, there is. So Red Vine to me are C. I like licorice, but it's something about the taste and texture of a Red Vine. I can't get into it. Favorite candy in the world, number 2. We'll put it right behind Kit Kat. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups have been a favorite of mine since I was a kid. I can't buy a bag because I eat them all the time. Kit Kats and Reese's, like the unwrapped minis, I buy bags of those. I used to buy bags of those all the time and eat them in one sitting, which is why I really stopped myself from doing it. But have you ever tried putting a Kit Kat on top of a Reese's and eating it? If you haven't, do it. It's delicious. And then put a marshmallow in there, make it a s'more. I got to try that. I haven't tried that yet. But yeah, those two right here, to die for. My favorite candies in the world. All right, Ring Pops. Ring Pops kind of go for me with Push Pops, but I'm not quite going to put them as high because, again, like there really isn't much there when you really think about it, but it's a B tier candy for me. I love them so much. Rolos. Rolos are an S tier candy. The chocolate and caramel, I love chocolate and caramel first off. Christmas time, Rolos are hard to find. They're the first candy that goes because everybody bakes with them. They make those cool things where you get like little circle pretzels. You put the Rolo in the middle. Amazing. Put an M&M on top too. Awesome. But yeah, Rolos are good. All right, Runts. Another one that like a lot of the Wonka candies I loved when I was younger, but nowadays it's just like I'm going to avoid them. So I'm going to put Runts in the D tier. They're not bad, but they're hard. They hurt the teeth. Yeah, not great. Skittles. Skittles are an A tier candy for me. They're like M&Ms, but they're fruity. They're chewy. They have so many varieties of them. I one time watched a friend get he ate not sour. They were coated. I can't remember which ones they were, but almost like he took some drugs or something. He was bouncing off the walls. It was interesting. All right, Snickers. Snickers are an A tier candy. Peanut or caramel, chocolate, nougat, delicious. You're not you when you're hungry. Eat a Snickers. Amazing. Snow Caps, not a huge fan of Snow Caps. I'm going to toss them in the F tier. Can't say I ever actually had them either. So this will be F plus F/ haven't had. There we go. So they're in there. Ooh, Sour Punch. Again, like I said about the sour thing, not a huge fan. My friend likes them. They're not terrible. I'll eat them if they're available to me. They're a D tier candy. Ooze Tube. Never heard of it. F. Sour Patch Kids. Good. Again, the sour thing, not my favorite. B tier candy for me. I know that's going to be an unpopular one. I'll hear about that, but I'm sorry. Not quite my thing. Sprees. Yeah, Sprees are another one of those things where it's like, I'm going to put them in the C tier though. They're better than some of the other sour candies, so yeah, I think they're deserving. Starburst. Fruity, gummy, yes, A tier or S tier candy for me. All the flavors are good. I know people don't like the pink or the yellow. I love the pink and the yellow. They're both very good. The cherry one's my favorite, and yeah, Starburst. When you used to get them in like the stick, I would buy them in school out of the vending machine. I'd eat them all. It was unfortunate, but yeah. The little strawberry ones, not a huge fan. And toss them in the F tier. Sugar Babies, chewy, they're good. Like chewy chocolate stuff and chewy fruity stuff goes up here. Nah, sugar babies are a B tier for me. They're good. I think my parents had a box a couple months ago and I kept eating them. They're good, but again, just not my favorite, so we'll put them there. Swedish Fish. Swedish Fish almost breaks the S tier category, which, it seems to fit up there with all that stuff, right? But I would rather go Lifesaver Gummies, Starburst, or Gummy Bears over Swedish Fish. So we'll put Swedish Fish down here in the A tier. I think that's a very fair spot for Swedish Fish. Very good. Nothing against Swedish Fish at all. Sweet Tarts. Sweet Tarts and Smarties remind me they're kind of the same thing. They bring back good childhood memories. They're A or B. What do you think? It would either be like bottom A, like top of B. So I think I'm going to stick them in the B tier category. I think that's a fair spot for those. Take 5 and Reese's Take 5. They're okay. Not my favorite. D tier. Yeah. Toblerone. Never actually had a Toblerone bar. I mean, I know you get them at the airport all the time. I don't really go to airports much. I haven't flown much in my life. So Toblerone is going to be, it's not an F. It's a haven't had. So Tootsie Roll Pops. A. We'll talk about these all at the same time. Tootsie Rolls. Sorry, S. Tootsie Rolls, S. Fruity Tootsie Rolls, S as well. Regular Tootsie Rolls, one of the premier candies in the world, most known. Very good. The small ones, midgies, good. The long ones, good. The big thick ones are my favorite. Okay, moving on. Obviously love Tootsie Rolls. The fruity ones are also very good. When I was younger, we'd get together for video game nights, and I would get a bag of the fruity ones, and I'd eat them all, and I felt like terrible, but so good. And Tootsie Roll Pops, a classic. What I always do is try to like pull like the actual sucker part off the stick and throw the stick away. Probably not safe, but Tootsie Roll Pops are good. Basically all the flavors you get in this bag here, but yeah, Tootsie Roll Pops, very, very good. I love them. All right, Sour Bright Crawlers. I'm gonna put them in a B tier. Kind of go along with Sour Patch Kids. They're kind of the same. And gummy worms. I think regular gummy worms are better. The sourness drops it down to a B. Twix. Now Twix is okay. I'm gonna put Twix at a B. They're not my favorite, but I'll eat them if they're there. So that's fair for that. Twizzlers are not quite S, but they're an A tier. Now here's the thing with Twizzlers. My favorite Twizzler is the cherry pull-apart ones. Like they're a little thicker. The cherry I love cherry flavored stuff. Regular strawberry's good. They have like the filled ones. I think it's like cherry lemonade. Those are good. The rainbow ones are good. Black licorice. We already talked about black licorice. It's in the F tier. But all the other types, they're good. They don't make a bad Twizzlers other than black licorice and questionably the chocolate ones because those are a little bit weird. Sour Heads. Ate a bunch of them as a kid. I think one of my friends ate so many of them that like the skin on his tongue wore off. They're good. Bring back some memories, but D tier. Too sour. Werthers are a B tier. Not my favorite, but you always found them in your grandma's candy dish, and you ate them because they were there, so that's good. Whatchamacallit, I tried it once. It was okay. I think C tier is fair for that. Whoppers, D. I don't know. Well, C. I don't know what it is about like the chocolate malted milk ball thing that didn't really like jive with me. So I think Whopper is a very good C tier candy. It's good, but it's not great. York. I'm gonna toss York in. Again, don't love mint candy, but I'll eat it if it's given to me. So I think that's a D tier candy. And Zero, I can't say I've actually had, so we'll put it in the F. So that's my tier list. Again, S tier candies. These are all ones that I like actively. Like if I go to the store, I'll actively seek out. Yeah, very, very good. Yeah. God, I love candy so much. I wish you could eat candy and pizza and never actually and never gain any weight. But that'll do it for the tier list. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'll see you guys next time.